Hey everyone, Alison here. This episode of the Half Hour Happy Hour is brought to you by Flex. The Flex Company is the leader in innovation in feminine care and the sole maker of the menstrual disc, a new product that replaces tampons, pads, and cups. Flex gives you the most comfortable period of your life, promising 12 hours of period protection and mess-free period sex. Woo! Try Flex today by going to IHateTampons.com/half-hour. That's IHateTampons.com/half-hour and get your first 3 months for only $15 plus free shipping. Take that, Space Wolves.
Now entering Nerdist.com.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the Half Hour Happy Hour with Alison and Alex. I'm Alison Haislip.
And I'm Alex Albrecht. For the next half an hour-ish, we will be sipping some booze and spitting some news straight into your ear holes via electricity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah. Thank you, Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah.
Speaking of Ben,
He discovered
old
it, right?
Ben Kenobi, sitting in with us is the man of the hour, who's got a lovely beard going on right now.
Yeah.
Kenobi-ish beard.
It is a Panobi-ish beard.
Panobius?
Kenobi-ish.
Yeah.
You just
Tom, Super Volcano Gradsky.
Hi, Tom.
Good to be here.
How's everybody doing? So a little bit of upkeep.
Housekeeping?
Housekeeping.
Yeah. Hey, everyone.
Housekeeping.
So
Usually
you're
for
listening
Bill.
to this, and it's November for you. But it's still October for us. So between mine and Alex's schedules.
And Tom's.
Sure, we'll make Tom's.
I'm part of this too, you
But
know.
it's really mine and Alex's fault. We realized that for the entire month of November, we had no time to record the podcast.
Yes.
So every episode that you hear in November has been recorded at the end of October. So while we're recording this, I don't know, did the world end?
I feel like, didn't this happen a while back? We did it,
recorded-
and
but this is the first time I think we're releasing 5 episodes. We're recording 5 episodes in one weekend and recording them. That's the most we've ever done.
besides Drunksmith,
but that's
which is the whole special
Yeah,
circumstance.
that's a special. Drunksmith will still be happening. But just so
Special
you know,
circumstance.
these November episodes are not as fresh as they normally are. For instance,
Oh, I'm going to talk about something that's happened to me now.
well, I was going to say, for instance, when you're listening to this, you know who won the World Series.
Ooh.
We do not. I am hoping it's the Dodgers.
Interesting.
But I segue into a story.
Yeah. You know what? This is why she gets paid the big bucks.
I know, exactly. So
She gets paid? I think she's the only one that gets paid on the show.
in Alex's booze.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
deserve it.
Yeah.
It's
free biz.
So this is a very Allison story. So
My favorite kind of
Those are the
story.
best.
You know,
I know.
the World Series is the Dodgers versus Astros.
Dodger v. Astro.
Dodgers v. Astros. So the World Series games, there have been a few in LA, which is
Yeah.
where we live, which
Yeah.
is amazing.
been
Which
Yeah.
is
awesome.
so cool, right?
First game was great.
I know.
I know.
Honestly, the second. So I'm talking about the second game.
Right. Yeah.
So-
man.
Also good.
Which was
Yeah.
on the Wednesday of that week that it happened, and it was at.
I love that you were like,
'Cause at this
it's too
point,
far
it's like
away.
2
I don't
weeks
know.
ago.
I'm not going to do that fucking math for you guys.
So-
on the Wednesday of that week, you know what I'm talking about.
So this is game 2,
do the
and
research.
the game was starting. The game starting at 5:09 p.m.
Okay.
West Coast time, right?
Yeah.
At 3:05 on that day, I am driving home from the gym,
Okay.
and I get a phone call from a buddy of mine, my buddy Mark, and he goes, "Hey, what are you doing right now?" And I go,
Driving home from the gym.
"Driving
What are
home
you
from the gym."
doing right now?
And he goes, "Do you want to go to the World Series? My company has an extra ticket." And I went, what? And like logical, sensible Allison goes, "Allison, you have all of these. I had a
you have a lot to do today.
I had a chiropractor's appointment at 4:30. I had a facial at 5:30, and I was supposed to have dinner with a friend.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
You're like, fuck all that shit.
Well, no, that's basically. I was like, let me. I'll call you right. I have to see if I can move some stuff. Let me call you right back. He's like, yeah, totally. And I'm like, all right. So I get off the phone with him, and I call the facial I thought was going to be the most difficult.
Yeah.
So I call them first, and I'm like, hey, I'm supposed to be there at 5:30 today, but I just got offered a ticket to the World Series, and they were like, oh my god! Like, and they're like, hold on, we'll look at the schedule. Okay, we can fit you in Saturday morning. Can you do that? I'm like, yeah, I can do that. They're like, great. And I'm like, cool. And so that was the hardest one to move. So I immediately called my buddy Mark back, and I'm like, I'm in.
Amazing.
And he's like, awesome. He's like, we're already on a shuttle to the stadium, so you're gonna have to figure out how to get there. I'm like, I'll probably just drive. I think if I can get out, because I'm coming home from the gym. I'm sweaty. I'm gross, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I was like, I still have to shower.
Yeah.
So I was like, I think I can get out the door by 4:00. The game's at 5:09. Even with traffic, I'll still most likely make it on time.
Yep.
You know. So I like rush home, and then I call the chiropractor's office, and I'm like, hi, I'm supposed to be there at 4:30, but I just got offered a ticket to the World Series. They're like, fine. They reschedule me for the next day. I'm like, all right. And I shoot my friend a text. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I had to cancel dinner tonight because I got offered a ticket to the World Series. And she's like, oh my God, okay, great. And I'm like, great. And I like run into the shower, and I take like the fastest shower possible, and I like hop out, and I like get dressed, and I throw on some makeup, and I'm like literally gathering my stuff to get out the door. And my phone rings, and it's Mark, and I'm like, hey, I'm just about to get out the door. And he goes, I'm so sorry. My boss gave the ticket to someone else and didn't tell us. And I'm like,
oh no.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I get it. It's fine. He's like, I feel like such an asshole. I'm like, no, it makes sense. It's your boss. It makes a lot of sense. It's fine. It's totally fine. No. And he's like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, it's cool. Have fun. Eat a Dodger dog for me. Okay, bye. And I hang up the phone, and then I'm just standing
Amazing.
in the middle of my living room
with
like,
your keys and a bag.
Yeah, literally. And I'm just
And the doctor's
paralyzed.
pen in.
Yeah.
Basically. And I'm so
You're like, no, I wasn't really that excited about it. Cut to her standing in full Dodgers gear.
basically. And I'm just standing there like holding my phone, and I just am like looking around my empty living room, and I'm like, what do I do? And I'm like trying to process. I'm like, do I call
everybody back
and like make
just
the appointment?
kidding, I'll be in.
But I realized I was like, I'm just going to feel so lame. So lame. So I changed into my pajamas immediately.
Rabbit tub
Amazing.
ice
At
cream.
like 4:30, I changed into my pajamas, and I did text my friend who I was supposed to have dinner with.
Like,
and
come over and let's watch the World
That's
Series.
exactly what happened. Because like the adrenaline dump that I felt after that, I was like wrecked. I was like, oh my God. Like I wasn't sad. I mean, it was a bummer, but it was more just like the rushing around, the excitement.
Yeah.
For 40 minutes, I was going to the World Series.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I just wasn't, and life just reverted back to before those 40 minutes. And I kind of was like, oh.
You're like, wow, I don't have a lot of World Series in my life, do I? No, not much.
And then game 2 ended up being one of the best games
it went
in
to
World
like the
Series
11th
history.
inning and shit like
and
that.
Like so many home runs were hit, and it was like back and forth. The only reason I was kind of like okay that I didn't go was because the Dodgers lost.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking like, oh my God, after that like roller coaster of a game.
Yeah.
And I would have had to drive to the stadium because of the situation. I was like, I would have been sitting in so much traffic by myself and miserable.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's the only silver lining is that when the game ended, I got to turn off the TV and go right to bed.
Yeah.
I didn't have to sit in
Good
traffic.
point. Good
Yeah.
point.
But yeah, so that was
That is sad. I never felt sad for you before.
that was the first time.
It's happened.
It
was that sad.
I called my parents and I told them the story, and my mom went, oh, Allie.
Do you need me to send you some money?
Yeah, basically.
Send me $100. I'll feel better, Mom.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that what parents still do to
Yeah,
their
I
kids?
know.
Do you need money?
My friends
have a
are so
feeling.
pissed at my friend Mark, and I'm like, I can't really blame it on it.
No, because theoretically, first off, had his boss told him that there was an extra ticket, okay, fine.
Right.
But he thought of you
Yeah.
when he had an extra ticket to the World Series.
Yeah.
So that puts him in a sweet bus already.
Yeah.
It's not his fault that his boss was like, oh, I'm sorry, anybody else that's my subordinate, I own those tickets.
Right, exactly.
My rich buddy Jim is coming.
Sorry. Yeah. So that was my week.
I'm sorry, Alison.
It's okay.
That's intense.
Yeah.
That's
It was
intense.
It was a lot.
It was a lot. It hit me. It hit me hard.
Right in the feels.
Right in the feels.
You know.
There's a pop fly to the field goings.
Yeah, I think the only way it would have been worse is if it had been a Dodger Yankees World Series, because I'm a huge.
I know.
Yeah.
And that if I had been able to go to a Dodgers Yankees game, I would have been like. Bleh.
I mean, here's the thing.
I have, but not a World Series.
I'm not a sports ball guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? But watching baseball live is really fun.
Yeah.
And then when you have like a team in the sport ball, it's more fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I was like, I'm doing the math. I was like, I kind of feel like as much as I want the Dodgers to win because awesome, LA, woo.
Yeah.
The Astros have never won a World Series.
Well, and it's Houston.
Ever.
And it's Houston who kind of got the shit kicked out of them.
Yeah. So there's a part of me that's like, of course I want the Dodgers to win, but it's like, really, Crimea River, 88 was when the Dodgers last won the World Series, and the Astros was never.
Yeah,
was zero of them.
100% hope that at the time that you were listening to this podcast that the Dodgers have won.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
However,
if they lose, I don't feel like they've lost to bad guys.
Right.
You know what
totally.
I mean?
Yes, exactly.
It's not like the Empire won if the Dodgers lose.
That's amazing. You're like, oh man, they didn't quite blow up the Death Star, and now the Death Star is blowing up planets.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't feel great about that.
Exactly.
It doesn't make me feel really good about my team not winning.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else is going on, guys? First off, the other thing is we have no idea Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Can we?
I guess should we discuss what we're doing for Halloween?
I guess we could.
Have we?
I feel like we have talked offline about it because I know
but
what
we haven't
Tom's
talked
going
on the
as,
show.
and I know what you're going as, and I still don't have any
tell
idea.
our viewers, our listeners,
Yeah.
who now already know what we went as because we've probably posted it all on Instagram and stuff like that.
So what are you guys going to
Tom,
Halloween?
what are you going as?
Wolverine. Got my
You
claws.
are?
So excited.
Got my claws. That's why I have this beard. So
Did you get fancy
That's why
claws?
you're stroking
Yeah,
your beard.
my friend lent me his great cosplaying. They're amazing. They're totally movie looking silver claws.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Got my tank top.
Nice.
Not excited about walking around in a tank top all night.
Aww.
But yeah, it should be pretty good.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you're going to do the shave.
Shave the goatee part of my beard and just leave
Oh
the
my
big
gosh.
lamb chops.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see pictures of that.
Oh yeah.
Does he has the whole mustache gone too, right?
Yeah. So he just
Yeah.
has giant sideburns, big.
That's
bushy.
amazing.
Wait, so are you going out on Halloween or are you going out on the
I got
Saturday before?
Parties tonight.
Oh, tonight.
Two
You got
parties
Friday.
tonight.
You have Friday night Halloween parties.
Yeah, and then one tomorrow night.
Wow.
And then
And you're going as Wolverine to all of them?
yeah, and then my
Okay.
wife's birthday is this Sunday, and people might dress up for that. I don't think I'm gonna dress up for it. And then
You'll still have the chops no matter what. I mean, you might as well
They
just
will,
throw the
right?
tank.
Yeah. If
Just
they
pick up
look
the
good.
claws, and you'll be like, "What?
It's an
This
easy
is me."
costume.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah.
All right.
I dig that.
Sweet.
Allison?
I will be going to one Halloween party, and it's the Saturday night before Halloween, and it's the party that I think I've talked about how I know a lot of my neighbors. Like I was friends with my neighbors prior to living in that
Oh,
neighborhood.
right, yeah, because that's how you found the place,
That's
right?
how I found
One of
it,
your
yeah.
friends was like, "There's a place near me."
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, me and this group of friends, we all go to the same Halloween party every year, and so we decided to do a big group Halloween costume. Yeah, and we're going as the characters from Glow, the Netflix show.
That's
Gorgeous
fantastic.
Ladies of Wrestling. I will be Melrose, the rock and rolling. one.
Amazing.
Rock and roller.
I didn't. I watched
Yeah.
I think the first episode. I haven't watched the
Yeah.
rest
Did you not
yet.
like it as much?
I didn't love it. I didn't love it. I didn't
I
love
did.
the tone. I was confused by the tone.
It was really good. Allison, you guys will look great. I want to see
Yeah.
pictures of that. I just side note. Last year I had an Uber driver who was an ex-Glow wrestler.
Really?
Get out of town.
Yeah. And,
Wait, don't you know somebody that is on that show?
Yes, I do. Sidel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also in Black Panther,
She's
right? Something like that?
yeah, she's the same person.
Yeah, no, I know,
yes,
but I
those
mean,
are both. Oh,
that's
thought
what I
you were
meant.
like-
But yeah.
but she's Cherry Bang on Glow.
Cherry
Yeah,
Bang.
Cherry Bang. She's real good.
It's a great show.
I know.
So you had an Uber driver that was a Glow.
Yeah. And my
Gorgeous
friend
ladies of wrestling.
Yeah, my friend is really good friends with one of the original Glow wrestlers, and I met her, and she's
So
that's
cool.
a great documentary on Netflix, which is I think
Right.
still there. Just this big documentary about
Yeah.
Glow. And
Now-
she was in that. It's just it's a really good documentary.
I
too.
see. This is what I'm wondering. I wonder if the order of events was that Netflix got a Glow documentary. It was a smashing
Yeah.
success, and Netflix went, people like Glow.
No, because the documentary didn't come out until the show came out.
Oh, really?
I
Yeah.
think it came out beforehand.
I don't think it was on Netflix beforehand. I'm pretty sure that
Interesting.
documentary didn't exist on Netflix until they were creating the show.
Yeah, I feel like there must be an interesting thing because it's one of the things that I like. Well, like is strong because I don't have a pro or con opinion. But one of the things I find interesting about the Netflix and what they're doing with original content is they have all the metrics.
Right.
Like they have all the metrics. And by the way, they don't share any of those metrics
Nope.
with anybody.
Nope.
They don't even
I
share
know.
those metrics with the people. Right, you have a show on Netflix. I totally forgot
they
about
don't
that.
tell us anything.
Yeah, because they're like, nah, you don't need to know.
We'll tell you if you're doing good or not.
Yeah,
And
the
then-
only net metrics is, hey, you want to do another one of those or some more of those? Yeah, okay, so I guess people watched it. Maybe.
I'm very excited because Netflix has announced that American Vandal's getting a second season.
I didn't even see the first one. I really want to see it.
You act
have
like it's been
talked
out
about
for
it.
ages. It just came out like a
Well,
month
then
ago.
don't
Wait,
give me
in
shit for
Netflix
it.
years, that's a long
Yeah,
time.
that's true. That's true.
Considering,
People binge it right
Oh,
away.
man.
well, yeah,
Guys.
and Stranger Things 2
Stranger
I
is
was just
out,
gonna
and
say
we've not
we're
seen
not
it
gonna
yet.
we're not gonna be able to talk about it on the show because we're recording too early.
By the way, they started saying that people were finished watching it within hours of it being posted.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I think it was this morning actually.
right, because
that
they're
it was
30-minute
released.
episodes, right? Wasn't
No.
Stranger Things?
No, I think they're all over. I think they're all
Yeah.
over the place. I think there's like 55,
Right.
46,
Yeah.
59. There's like because
Yeah.
I don't think it's because
No,
then
it's not
again you
half
have that
hour.
other thing where it's like it's Netflix. You don't have to have.
Yeah.
There's no like
There's no set
set time. It's not
Right.
44 minutes with
Yeah,
5
but,
commercial blocks.
Like with a show on Netflix like ours, like I think after a certain number of years Netflix airs it, we can go somewhere else with that show and air
Oh, so it
like,
behooves
so
you to
want
have it
be
for like syndication.
Yeah, so
Got
that's
it.
why I think Stranger Things is generally about 44 to
That
50
makes
minutes,
sense.
so I
That
can
makes
re-edit
sense.
it.
Yeah.
But like Glow is like a half hour,
Yeah, Glow's a
which
half
is
hour.
kind of interesting because it's kind of like a dramedy, and you don't see too many drama comedies. It's
Yeah.
half hours unless they're like
I know. It was kind of like
Weeds was.
Wh-
But that's
when I
the same
watched
creators
because
as
I
Glow.
went to a
yeah.
we had a little like premiere party for Sid when Glow premiered.
Cool.
Duh. Premiere party when it premiered. Allison, hello.
Why would you having a premiere party?
Yeah, and we
because
got-
it was premiering.
We got there.
It premiered during the week that it was on.
Yeah.
as Allison would say.
But
You know,
we were all mingling and whatever,
Yeah.
and then my friend was like, "Yeah, I think we're actually going to watch the first 2 episodes," and I was like, "For 2 episodes?" I was like, "I don't want to sit
like 2
because it was like, you know."
It's like watching a movie.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. But it
Yeah.
was like not like we weren't in an environment where you would just want to sit there for 2 hours,
Yeah.
you know.
Right.
And then they aired the first episode, and I was like, God, that was quick. And they were like, yeah, they're 30 minutes, and I was like, oh, now I understand why we're watching
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Now I get it. Now I get it.
I totally get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually very interesting because it's surprising that first episode was only half an hour because like thinking back on it, it seemed like. So I watched, which I've been watching a lot of, is your buddy's show Ghosted on Fox. Have you watched it?
Oh yeah.
It's really cute.
good.
But
I
it's
like
so
it.
funny. The first episode, I was like,
That-
there's a lot of shit packed into this first
Yeah.
episode.
'Cause that's the problem with pilot episodes.
It's so funny because I was
Yeah.
like,
But they did a good job. Of
they
it,
did a
too.
great job of doing
Yeah.
it, but it was like, talk
lot.
about world building. I mean, you're like, some things is like a sentence and we got to get in and out. And
Yeah.
that sentence is like a whole backstory.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It was just so interesting because I hadn't watched half-hour television in a long time.
yeah. It's not as common anymore.
Yeah, because
Half
it's
hour.
just like, I
You know
mean,
what?
I
I'm
don't
still
know.
shocked. I'm still shocked that there are multicam sitcoms.
I know.
Which is really funny because
Yeah.
some of them are huge. Like some of the most
Yeah.
watched shows on
Like
TV
Big
are
Bang
like
Theory.
Big Bang Theory.
But
Two Broke Girls is huge.
But those shows have been around for a while. You know, I guess I'm still shocked that they're still creating multicam. I kind of feel like that's a dying out
Yeah, they've been. Yeah.
form of entertainment.
But they still do, but
or
but
format,
people
I guess I
still
should say. But
watch
people
them.
still
So
watch-
it's
I
like,
know.
but also it's like if you're, James Brooks or somebody like that, like that's where or James L. Burrows or something like
Yeah.
that's where your bread and butter
That's a
is.
sweet spot.
You're gonna do more. But then they've also been like bringing stuff back, like Will and Grace is back now.
Yeah, I know.
Which is so interesting because I'm like, do we need it to be back? Like, isn't there a life cycle of
My
these
friend
things?
wanted me
Like,
to come
you
over.
know what I mean?
She's like, I'm going to have some people over to watch the premiere of Will and Grace. And I was like, I've never really watched that show. And she's like,
Right.
what is wrong with
Why do you
Yeah,
hate gays so much,
Yeah.
Alice?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Come on.
It's actually it was one of those shows that like because I never really watched multi-camera sitcoms like religiously.
Right.
It was
Yeah, me
always just
neither.
sort of like every once in a while it'll pop on and I'll be like, I'll watch a show,
I
Will
mean,
and Grace that's halfway
Seinfeld
through and
and
it's
Friends
great.
are probably the only two.
Yeah,
And
I would
actually, I
watch-
didn't even really watch all of Friends. I just watched here.
Yeah, I would watch periodically. I sort of, for me, it's a little bit like Survivor.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Survivor first came out, I watched it like religiously.
Yeah.
I was like, "This is fucking great!" Survivor watch parties and all that stuff.
How
and
is
then I just
Survivor
sort of,
still on?
oh yeah, oh it's still on.
Haven't
they do
we
like
all figured
three.
out how to survive at this point?
They do
Yeah.
like 3 fucking seasons a year.
Really?
Yeah, I think we're on the second season. But what happened was I was totally out of it. Like, haha, Survivor joke.
Yeah.
And then a friend of mine was on it,
Oh.
and I was
that's
like,
cool.
well, I gotta watch that.
Yeah.
And then he got down to the third person
Oh,
left on the
wow.
island. Like he was literally, if he had survived one more
Yeah.
thing, it would have been him and somebody else for $1 million.
I have a friend.
So I had to watch the whole. So then I was like, and then the next one started recording on my box.
So you just kept watching.
So I was
it.
like, oh, well, no, I turned it on. I was like, why would I watch this? And then it was like people from previous seasons.
right.
And so there was like 6 people from the season I had just watched. So I was like, they're back. Well, now I got to watch this.
Yeah.
And then
How'd they get you, Alex?
I know. And now I'm like on like 4 seasons away from that. It's like, oh God.
I had a
I'm
friend
back
who
to
was
it.
on Survivor like a decade ago or something like that.
Yeah.
But she made it to the top 4.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Fancy.
And I was like, yeah, Sandra. And then no, didn't happen.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing because now like before it was like, can I survive this? Right. Then it became
backstabbing. And
well,
all
yeah.
that.
Then it was this whole like game of
Yeah.
like social dynamics and stuff. Now it's these breeds of people that were raised watching Survivor.
Oh, right.
And so they are going on Survivor as like lifelong goals to see how good they would do in the game. So they're talking strategy of like, well, in season 7,
I didn't even
this
think
person did
about
that, so I
that.
think I'm going to try doing some of that, and maybe I'll try this. And I was like, so there's a bunch of like Survivor super fans that are like, I can totally work
The
this
strategy
game.
has changed.
Yeah, so then now it's like the hardship tour part of it is sort of like, no, it's always on a nice, gorgeous tropical island.
Right.
Weather's perfect. You don't have to worry about
Right.
wild
Craps
animals.
table of pizza.
Yeah,
and-
I mean it's like they're like, look, it's gonna suck, and yes, you want a sandwich. When we're like, and surprise, you can have sandwiches, and they're like, oh, there's people crying, sandwiches. But it's like it's not a endurance thing because now there's all the endurance shows. Like I watch.
Like Naked and Alone and whatever.
Yeah, have you seen Alone though? Which is the one where
It's just called Alone.
It's just called Alone. It's like 10 people. They train them for a week on how to record themselves.
Yeah, no,
and
you
then they
told us
drop
about
them.
this.
Yeah,
you've talked about this on the
bonkers.
show.
Like
yeah.
Survivor is nowhere near that kind of extreme.
Survivalist.
Yeah, so then they're like, so Survivor's just like, yeah, well, we have fun obstacle courses. So
Sure.
you have bears, we have obstacle courses. I
Right.
think we win.
Whee!
Yeah.
Man.
Obstacle
Anyway.
courses you never would find in the wild.
Yeah, some of them
They
are
made
like,
up,
put
like,
this bag through this
that's-
hole, grab a coconut, throw it into a net. And you're
Just like real life.
Just like, now you
Real
have
life.
food. This is called learning how to cook in the wild.
It's more like training rats in a lab.
It is. Some of them are so intricate that you're like, who the fuck comes up with these things?
Yeah.
And my favorite thing in Survivor, it's one of these things that I just get little joys out of these little things, which is every time they show a new like obstacle course, they have to show people running the obstacle course.
Okay.
But those are clearly not the survivors.
Right.
So it's all these people that are pretending to be survivors in the same like color and stuff like that.
Oh.
And they're filming them doing the obstacle course, but they're purposefully avoiding their face.
Oh,
So
really?
it is my new favorite thing to do is to watch how they strategically move,
this?
because
Yeah.
they're like running across a balance beam with a fucking bag of rice. You know what I mean? Like
But
there's
they carry the bag of rice over their face.
right by their face, and they're tracking them around the way, or they've got to jump into the water, and it's like you see them jump, and then all of a sudden it's their back and their face is in the water, and you're like, it is like the most. And then my whole thing is sort of like, who are you people?
Yeah.
Like your job is to be fake. Like they're basically like stunt doubles for the Survivor cast. So weird.
But you know what their job actually is?
It's probably creating and testing
it to make sure it's safe, and then they just use them on camera as well.
But how fucking great! It's just
weird.
it's like the
Yeah.
weirdest. You know, sometimes you get those things that you just like
But
find
also,
really
I wonder
interesting.
if like they don't show their face, they probably don't have to pay them as much.
That's a good point.
They're probably not paying them to be on camera at all.
Yeah.
Because it's not a SAG show. That's the whole thing. Because when you sign up for it, it says you can't be affiliated with any of the unions. Most reality shows say that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because then they're just like, nah,
Thank God.
We
so
don't
I'll
really
never
do
be on a
unions.
You don't get
reality show.
residuals.
Thank
yeah,
Yeah.
you can't do it.
Good.
Can't do it.
Are we going to some emails?
Yeah, let's do an email.
You're making a move.
I'm making a
to the
move.
computer.
My finger is moving. Let's do an email with a story. This is okay. Sometimes we get things emailed in, and I'm like, I have to read this.
Okay.
Wild turkeys are assholes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that doesn't surprise
This
me.
is from Lucas.
Hi, Lucas.
Hi, 4-H crew. Hi, Allison.
Yay.
I am Lucas from Ohio. I found this article on wild turkeys returning to New England and was forced to relive my childhood trauma of being chased by a wild turkey.
Yeah.
Wow. I like this.
I was a normal 5-year-old child without a care in the world until I
then-
heard the evil gobble.
Oh,
Don't do that. You're scaring him
Needless
right
to
now.
say, I was chased and barely escaped intact.
Barely.
Reading this article only solidified my opinion that wild turkeys are assholes.
Asshole turkeys.
Just wanted to give you all a break from spiders by introducing another evil menace in the animal kingdom. P.S. Thank you, Allison, for my Gen Con trip. You made it a lot more amazing.
Oh, I met this person.
I think me knocking over the booth divider was karma for sending in the stink bomb artitle a while back.
Oh, God damn it.
That's Lucas. I just love that he knocked something over and was
Hi
like,
again, Lucas.
hello. Birds gone wild. Resurgent turkeys spar with human neighborhoods.
Oh, boy.
God.
So,
That's not good.
first off, I feel like maybe I saw wild turkeys in Virginia when I was a kid, but they're really rare. Like, it wasn't like...
Yeah.
It was like...
Not
'cause
like
we'd
deer.
see deer. No, but you'd
Yeah.
see deer, but it wasn't like you'd see deer all the fucking time. You'd see deer once every...
Where I lived in
3
New
years.
Jersey, I saw deer all
Yeah.
the fucking time.
I'm surprised you didn't get wild turkeys.
Yeah, I don't think I ever saw wild
My
turkeys.
parents live in New England where they see wild turkeys on their lawn often.
Oh, interesting.
So, yeah, like a big... And I want to hear the story because now I'm scared for them because apparently they're attacking people.
So after being wiped out from New England in 1800s, the birds have stormed back in what is considered a major success story for wildlife restoration.
Storm the
Let's hear it for
Bastille!
wildlife.
Hey, there it is.
restoration.
Wildlife restoration, everybody. The turkeys are back. Everybody can go back to normal.
Turkeys are back.
Killing a turkey in your backyard for lunch. The way we used to do it.
Oh, my gosh.
I love that sparked something.
Well, I just thought about something because we're not going to be recording any episodes in November.
Oh, right.
This is a little segue.
Yeah.
My brother and his wife are hosting Thanksgiving for my family this year, and my brother specifically was like, I am deep frying a motherfucking
Oh, my
turkey.
God. It's the
So
most
they have
dangerous thing you
bought-
could do on
It is.
They,
it is.
they have bought an indoor electric deep fryer
Whoa.
that can
whoa.
fry like a 20-pound turkey or something
First
like
off,
that.
I feel indoor.
Yeah.
This could
It-
be
it's
bad.
made. It's made, but
It's
they-
made. It's made. It's already made.
It exists.
You can't.
It exists.
They have to use it. They made
Listen,
it.
Yeah.
The company-
You don't want to insult
I
the
mean,
maker.
Yeah.
Who made the thing?
They got it, and they did a test run on a chicken,
Ooh.
on like a 6-pound chicken or something
Yeah.
like that.
And they're
Perfect. Said it was amazing. They said it was
Oh,
amazing. They
okay,
took pictures of the
okay.
whole thing.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I've just seen... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. So I hopefully, well, this will be airing before Thanksgiving, but hopefully after Thanksgiving, we still do come back and do episodes because I'm not dead because the deep fryer didn't explode.
Right.
Because that is hot oil flying out of a deep fryer.
I've seen too many videos online.
Well, because the
People
whole
doing it.
problem with it is most people don't realize the displacement problem with a 22-pound turkey.
Right. Exactly.
Where you're just like, well, we'll just fill it up to the, close to the top, but leave some room.
Yeah.
Because of displacement.
And then boiling oil.
And then
fills everywhere.
boiling hot oil.
Yeah.
And you put the turkey in, and like the first foot of the turkey fills the whole thing up, and then they just drop it in, and
Yeah.
a ball of flame happens.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and also people put in frozen turkeys.
Yeah.
And that's the different problem when you put ice, something that has ice that is in a frozen state, and you put it in boiling hot oil, the
Science,
whatever
Alex.
the
science, fucking
explosion. Yeah.
science, explosion.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, continue. Wild turkeys are assholes, and they're taking over New England.
So, but the problem with even though it is a major success to wildlife restoration, they've been spreading further into urban areas, and they're increasingly clashing with residents who say they're destroying their gardens, damaging their cars, chasing
Running-
pets,
running
and
racial slurs to
attacking
their
people.
cars.
Chasing
yeah.
pets.
Fucking who, man? What? Again, you fucking turkeys?
How did it
Fuck you,
operate
who,
a spray
man?
can?
Yeah.
Vandalizing cars.
Yeah. Oh, they scratched in my car again with their claws. It says fucking humans.
Humans.
God, why can they spell fucking but not humans? It's like, I feel like that's purposely mocking us.
Well, there's no C in fucking.
Yeah, exactly.
F-U-K-I-N.
F-U-K space I-N space
Fucking
human.
human.
Fucking humans.
Damaging cars and what else? I'm sorry. I was,
Chasing pets, destroying gardens,
And attacking
people.
man. All right.
Complaints about troublesome turkeys have surged in Boston and its suburbs over the past 3 years,
Okay.
causing headaches for police and health officials called to handle the problems. According to the city and town records provided to the Associated Press, it's a familiar dilemma for some other U.S. towns from coast to coast that have been overrun by turkeys in the last few years.
Wow,
like
you guys,
turkeys-
what if this is the apocalypse? What if
The
what if people are,
turkpocalypse?
yeah? What if people are listening to this podcast and going, "Yeah, guys, the world ended because the fucking turkeys took
Yeah.
over. Where have you been?"
Yeah. Wait, maybe we were the first hint. And we are the warn,
I've
and the
talked about
CDC
this
is now
before.
like, we should get on this.
I've talked about this before. How like how we casually talk about that random fucking star that's not doing what it should be doing in space.
Yeah.
and, like
Right.
all that stuff, and how we're slowly unknowingly documenting like the end of the world with all the things
First
that we talk
off,
about.
Blowing your minds.
Okay, I'm
Because I
ready.
think there's something here,
Oh
which is
yeah,
you do a scripted radio drama like War of the Worlds.
yeah,
But it's a half-an-hour podcast.
yeah,
That comes out weekly.
yeah.
But that is actually telling a story of the world being taken over by
Right.
aliens.
But they don't.
But they don't realize that that's what they're
but
talking about.
The us's don't realize.
yeah,
that.
the us people.
The
Right?
fucking humans don't
The
understand.
fucking
is a great-
the stupid humans don't get it.
Write it, Alex.
I like
Write
that.
it.
No, Tom's
No.
writer.
Tom,
I'm
write it.
lazy unless I'm getting paid.
Oh, damn it, Tom.
Give me
Yeah, but
$5,
write that,
I'll
and
write
then
it.
someone will pay you.
What if I give you $5?
I'll write it.
Wow.
That's it. Pay me, all right.
Ooh. Anyway, so if you see, Boston City officials say that they've received at least 60 complaints last year, a threefold increase over
Yeah.
the year before.
Now I'm worried. That's where my parents live, in the suburbs outside Boston, and they see turkeys. But
But what?
well, my dad grew up shooting guns in Saratoga, so he
Oh.
has like a few. He's not like a gun-toting guy, but he's had to kill wild animals before.
How much land do
Really?
they have?
Oh, it's just small piece of land. Just
Just
happens to have a giant backyard against like a nature preserve kind of thing. So
Got it.
all that stuff coming out.
So he's going on a good turkey shoot.
Yeah, maybe, man.
He can get himself one of them electric indoor turkey fryers. Just drop them bitches right on in there.
The
Be way
stories-
cheaper Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
stories I could tell you about my dad shooting and killing things.
Oh my gosh.
I'll tell you later. Off the
Tell
air.
you later.
I'm kind of glad I don't have those
Mainly
stories
he
about
shot
my
and
dad.
killed
Well,
things.
he grew up that way in like
Yeah, yeah.
the 50s, you know.
Well, it's not even
Going
just
up-
the 50s. Like, anybody that is not in a major city is like,
Yeah.
It's called
guns.
it's called
Protecting
hunting.
yourself.
Right.
Yeah, or like hunting for sport
Yeah.
is a thing.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I grew up
yeah.
in Virginia, and like fishing was a big deal. Like everybody would go fishing on the weekends.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I literally had friends in high school that would skip school to go fishing,
Ew.
and I was like,
Why?
That's amazing.
because they loved it. It was like that was the thing.
Like,
They want
that makes
everybody wanted
no
to have
sense.
a Jeep Wrangler, a rack for their fishing rods,
Jeep Wrangler.
and wear a cowboy hat. And I was
remember
like, we're in like
Really?
we're on a subway stop connected to Washington D.C.
Where-
Like,
where-
let's not skip school and go fishing.
Where I grew up, Jeep Wranglers were the hot guy cars. If
Well-
you saw someone who drove a Jeep Wrangler, you're like, that guy's a hot guy. And
Well-
if you saw a girl in a Jetta, you were like, that's a hot girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
Well, MacGyver drove a Jeep
Did you have?
Wrangler, too.
Did your towns have cars that like?
yeah. So ours was definitely for the girls. It was the cabriolet,
Oh,
which was. Do you remember the Volkswagen Rabbit?
yeah.
Well, the cabriolet was the convertible version of the
Right,
Rabbit.
right.
And that was very like the car to get if you
Yeah.
were like the cheerleader girl and wanted to be like, look
Right.
at my car. And then we had one super rich guy, and he drove a Porsche 928,
Whoa.
which was my favorite car.
He drove
Yeah, I
a
like-
Porsche to high school.
Porsche to high school. Yeah.
Jeez.
We actually had somebody that drove one of those Mitsubishi 3000 GTs. You remember
Oh my
those?
gosh.
Yeah, those things were.
Those things were fucking hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hot.
Yeah, it was always the Jeep that was like the.
Jeep was
in my
like the
town, that was
guy, yeah, with like the doors off,
Yeah,
and he was just like,
yeah.
whatever,
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
care, I'm just showing up to school, and all the girls are like, ah! Squoosh, what did you call it? Skadoosh? Spoosh.
Sploosh?
Splooge. I can't remember what
Sploosh.
Whoosh.
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 That's
That
what
was
it
it.
was.
Whoosh.
Yeah, all
Whoosh.
the girls, whoosh.
Whoosh.
Gross.
Yeah. And for me, I was like,
You mean
I'm
hot?
driving a Ford Escort wagon. It's practical.
Wait,
I put my skateboards in the back.
Wait, did we talk about this? I drove. Wait,
Oh, no, that was that. No, my Pontiac Sunfire.
Okay.
Yeah.
wait, Alex, I drove a Ford Escort wagon.
Have we not talked about
Wait,
this?
that was my first car.
1990 Ford Escort wagon.
I had a 1994 Ford Escort station wagon.
They're great
Yeah.
cars,
No,
right?
95. Mine was a
yours?
95.
Yours was a little more bubbly, right?
Yeah, a little more bubbly. It was teal green.
Oh, nice.
Green.
Yeah.
Mine was sky blue and square as shit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just like hard edge
Mine
90s.
was my grandmother's old car.
Mine I bought used.
Oh, okay,
My
so it
parents
was
got
used,
it for
yeah.
me, and my older sister. We split it,
Oh.
and then I can't remember, but we were like, I was like, I'd take it to school and take it back, and then my sister would take it and go to work and then take it back.
Right.
So I had it during the day. She had it in the evening, kind
Yeah.
of a thing.
That's a good trade-off.
It's pretty good. And then I started skateboarding. It was great because I'd have like 4 or 5 skateboard friends. We'd all chuck our boards into the back, into the wagon area.
Yeah.
And then we would all pile in and go to like a parking garage. And
I
just
was the only one like in my area of town who drove a teal green Ford Escort station wagon.
So everybody knew.
Everyone knew
Here comes
it was me.
Allison.
But I would like go to the mall, like the Bridgewater Commons Mall, which was a big mall where I grew up, and like go shopping and then come out, and I would have notes on my car for my friends.
Amazing.
The only person who drives a teal green Ford Escort station wagon in Hunterdon County, New Jersey, is Alison Haislip.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I often have these conversations with my wife, Heather, where it's like, how did we connect with people?
I have no idea.
How did we meet people at a place?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just
Like
people had to be more reliable. You told them once on the phone.
Yeah.
And they
meet there at exactly this time. But I mean, I remember standing around the mall waiting for friends and then going, and then finding a payphone and calling them and being like, did they come? And they were like, yeah, they're on their way. It should be there, blah, blah, blah. And then you're just fucking standing outside Auntie Ellen's Pretzels.
Sam Goody. We always met at Sam Goody.
Oh, nice.
Bridgewater Mall.
Auntie Anne's Pretzels and Frankenstein's, the hot dog and beer place.
Oh, we didn't have that.
Frankenstein's.
That sounds amazing.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah,
Beer and first off, I don't know if I've even talked about this on the show.
What?
My favorite hot dog.
Oh.
At Frankenstein's,
Okay.
they did a Reuben dog.
Ooh, solo pastrami.
It's a hot dog. No pastrami. It was hot dog, sauerkraut, mozzarella cheese, melted under the salamander. It usually comes with mustard. I would always neglect to have
that kind of kills it.
But honestly, that was like, I mean, also my last name's Albrecht, so German, it's like sausage, kraut, and cheese. I'm in.
Something about putting mozzarella on sauerkraut sounds just wrong.
No, it's great. Guys, it's fucking great.
Prove it. Make them for
I'm going to
us.
make them. I'm going to actually have people over and make fucking... I should actually do that. I made hot dogs the other day, and it was fucking awesome.
You know what?
And I was like, fuck yeah, hot dog.
Yeah.
What did you do to hot dogs that made them so awesome?
I don't know. I just made them.
Alex, you know what we haven't discussed?
No.
You're drinking again.
Oh!
Yeah. My God, we haven't.
Yeah.
Have
How
we not?
was it? No.
Wasn't I back yet last
No,
week?
you weren't back last week. You
Wait,
you
wait,
had
wait.
to make it to Tuesday or something like that.
Last Tuesday was the last time.
This past Tuesday, I think, is when you started drinking.
But you
again.
didn't drink in the last podcast.
No.
No, it was last Tuesday.
No, it was last Tuesday.
So how did we not talk about it in the last podcast?
Maybe we just weren't thinking about it because it was early.
Fucked up.
It was early and we were fucked up. Guys, it's glorious.
Was it? Oh,
Oh,
it's
it's
glorious. Like
glorious.
drinking again.
Oh, so it's
you're
like...
happy you're drinking again.
Oh.
Yeah. How do you feel? Do you feel like your liver regenerated?
Yeah.
Or whatever it was supposed to do?
Is your wife happier now?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot less. Come on, it's 3 days.
Would you still recommend it?
I would. I might do it every year. I could see myself doing it every year. I didn't have as much of a problem with it as my wife and her friend, who basically, honestly, when they were finished, they were like, you are the reason why we did this.
Made it.
Because,
yeah.
and not chose to do it. They chose to do it without me. And I
Right.
just was like, I'll do it too.
Yeah,
But they were like,
you were their
without
rock.
you, without you, we would never have fucking done this.
Right.
But I could see myself doing it every year because it wasn't like a real hardship. I mean, it was
Right.
like, and we went to the wedding, which
It was kind of awesome because we had there were 2 events where you got to pick me up and drive me to, and I was like, I have designated drivers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I cannot remember what the second one is, but I
Todd's
remember
birthday,
the first
Todd
one.
Stashwick's birthday.
Oh, yeah. So it was fun.
I'm surprised your wife listened to you and actually didn't drink. You
well,
sure she wasn't off sneaking?
No,
a
here's the deal.
glass of wine?
Here's the deal. And the reason why was because I would always say the magic words, which is, you can stop if you'd like. I'm not telling you can't.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I feel like maybe you'd be disappointed in yourself when it comes to 30 days and you haven't made it. But go ahead if you want. And
There's
she'd
nothing
be like,
worse than feeling like
"Fuck."
you might be disappointed in yourself.
Yeah.
Because being disappointed in yourself is one of the worst feelings to have.
And by the way, it's the best way to jujitsu your partner is to not say, I will be disappointed in you. It's to say, I am afraid that you're going to be disappointed in yourself, and that makes me feel sad for you.
Yeah.
And then go, and I'm not doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
So go enjoy your wine if you want while I
Wine.
do the thing we said we'd do. Anyway,
Man.
all right, I think we've done it.
Did we do it? I
think we
did
did
it.
it.
Ah, hey everyone, thanks for listening along with us. Yay. If you would like to email us at halfhourhappyhourfans@gmail.com. Although once again, we won't be getting to them till December. So
But
don't be sad.
actually,
What?
Right.
this is a great time.
What's
Send in your emails because
for Drunksmith.
this is the thing is we're taking a chunk of time off because of schedule, and then it's like a week on, and then Drunksmas.
Right.
So
I think it's 2 weeks on and then Drunksmas.
Okay.
But yeah. But still.
Still intense.
Send in your emails. We need all the emails
Send
for
the
Drunksmas.
emails. If you've ever thought, maybe I'll email. Today's the day.
Please email. Follow us on Twitter, Half Hour Happy HR. Please subscribe to us and rate us on whatever you listen to us on, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play. Yay. And that is it for this week's episode of the Half Hour Happy Hour with Allison and Alex. I'm Alison Haislip.
And I'm Alison Haislip.
Wait, did I say Alex Albrecht?
I don't know.
Did I-
It came out. And I'm Alex Albrecht.
All right.
You guys have been great, and so great has been Tom Super Volcano
Yay.
Krajewski. Hey, Tom, go call your parents and make sure they're not being attacked by turkeys.
Go
All right.
Dodgers.
Gobble gobbles.
Gobbles.
Now leaving Nerdist.com.